So first, the goal of today, what I want you to take out of this day together. So in the part of the workshop, and already now, I will start to ask you to think about a challenge that you have in your life right now, because I want this to be something useful for you starting from today. And then when you go home from today, you are going to have a bigger toolbox in order to be able to face any mental health challenge or any negative emotion that you might be having. And so I want to start from now. Just in your head, you can start to think where is an area in your life where you think you need more clarity or you need more resilience. So maybe there is a challenge, like in the looking for a job, or like in your new job, or in your studies, some sort of negative emotion, some kind of challenge, mental health challenge, some problem with a colleague or something, and something that you want to solve. And so think about this for just a few seconds, and also think about whether you want to have more joy in your life. Okay, then we are going to work on this later on. So this is the outline of today's presentation. First, we are going to see why it's so difficult to be positive, because everyone says, oh, be positive, be positive, be positive, but it's not as easy as we think. And we are going to see why from a kind of brain perspective. And then we are going to see how laughter yoga can help us to be more positive. And then we are going to do just a few exercises of laughter yoga so that you are also initiated of it, in it, and you can use it for your own benefit. And then we are going to talk about emotional freedom techniques. Welcome. Thank you for joining, and thank you for your patience. And we are going to then use emotional freedom techniques in the workshop part, where we are going to share what are the difficult emotions that we are going through, and I'm going to lead a short emotional freedom techniques session so that you can start to overcome those negative emotions. Great. So we all have some desires, right? Someone is looking for a job, someone is wants to thrive in their job, someone wants to, for example, improve some skills, let's say presentation skills. Someone else might be wanting to find a partner. But what happens when we are pursuing our dreams, pursuing our desires? Eventually, because we are being courageous and we are going out there and trying new things, going outside of our comfort zone, so some negative emotion will for sure come up. Maybe it's that you sent a lot of CVs, or you sent some CVs and you get rejected, you didn't get the job you really wanted. Or maybe it's that you do this presentation, but it was not just as perfect as you wanted it to be, and so you feel bad about yourself. Oh my God, I feel bad. Or maybe you are looking for a partner, but you have to go through some bad dates in order to meet the person that you want, or maybe someone that you really like, he kind of rejects you, and so you feel bad because you wanted that relationship. So whenever we are pursuing our goals, we are doing something new, and we are exposing ourselves to these kind of difficult emotions. And let's see, we want to be resilient. So when we have those negative emotions, those difficult emotions, we don't want just to stay there and, oh, I'm so bad, I feel so bad about myself. We want to be able to move on, to turn the page, to start a new chapter, and to, let's say, continue looking for a job, or like continuing looking for a partner, continuing to improve our presentation skill, our programming skill, any skill that one is learning. But if we are stuck in those negative emotions, it's difficult to turn the page and to start anew, right? But now let's see if our brain is helping us, or it's kind of hindering us from achieving what we want to achieve. So I ask you, what do you think is the goal of the brain? And you can, okay, yeah?
To maximize pleasure and reduce disappointment.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah?
To be survived.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I will, okay, yeah, exactly. So it's also that is true, But the first priority for the brain is like, let's try to predict so that I feel safe today. Oh, today is going to be like yesterday, tomorrow is going to be like today, so that there is a stability in the middle of all those kind of environmental things that the humans couldn't control back then, like wild animals and the difficult weather conditions that couldn't be able to take control of. And another mechanism that the brain has is the negativity bias. This means that we are more attracted to the negative rather than the positive. And why that? It's because for our ancestors, it was much more important to, for example, see a very small sign of a wild animal approaching that could threaten their survival, rather than, for example, enjoying the sunset or like even enjoy the opportunity to reproduce or to eat. Because if, for example, someone wouldn't have eaten, there is an opportunity tomorrow. But if I don't survive today, there is no opportunity of eating, of reproducing, of nothing tomorrow. So the brain is really really focused on looking for the negative things so that we can survive. But while this mechanism was really helpful back then, when our ancestors were in a more unsafe environment, this mechanism now is not helping us too much today. So let's go back to those negative emotions, to those difficult emotions. Like, for example, when we are looking for a job and we get a rejection, or like our presentation is not amazing and perfect, or we kiss a lot of frogs before meeting the Prince Charming. So then our brain tends to focus on them and to make also conclusions, because the brain wants to predict and to be able to control the environment. We are going to make conclusions about the negative emotions that we have experienced. And the good news is that even though our brain is attracted to the negative, we still can change, because our brain can change. This is called the neuroplasticity. So we can start to think in new ways. We can start to rewire our brain, for example, to be more positive, to be more looking for the positive instead of the negative. And this is something that we can do, for example, with laughter yoga or with other techniques. And this is really important also, that we have talked before about this this paradigm that oh, I only can be happy when I got the car, when I got the boyfriend, when I got I don't know, when I got the job. And this is not helping us. In fact, research shows that it's different, because in our brain we have, okay, if I am very good at this, if I get the job, if I'm productive at work, if I'm successful at work, then I'll be happy. But actually, research has shown, and this is the book of a former professor at Harvard University, The Happiness Advantage, in which he says that it's actually the opposite. So when we are happy, when we are feeling kind of positive emotions, when we are more in the present moment, enjoying our relationships and enjoying what we have, then we are more likely to be successful. We are more likely to be more productive, to be more, to have more energy, and also to be more creative. And this was a study that he has done with the students of Harvard. And so what can we do to shift to the positive? So I'm going to talk about laughter yoga and emotional freedom techniques. This is a way to shift to the positive. But first of all, it's very important when we go into this negative mental loop that it's normal, that it's really normal, because it's like we want to go there, I want to go there, but my leg is like kind of, it has a bias towards going there. So it means that I'm going to go there if I'm not going to do anything. So it means that if I really want to be there, which is kind of the positive, I need to do something consciously. I need to remind myself, oh my God, my leg is going to go there, and I cannot do much about it. But I can do something about wanting to achieve that goal. So I'm going to kind of force myself, or I'm going to push myself to be more positive, to do things that makes me more positive. And so today I'm going to equip you with the two tools, two techniques, and one is laughter yoga and one is emotional freedom techniques. And now I will talk briefly about laughter yoga. What are the benefits of laughter? Why it's good to laugh to be more positive? Because when we laugh, there is a chemical change that happens in the body. So the serotonin, which is this feel-good hormone, increases in our body, and also the endorphin increases in our body, and these endorphins are the painkiller, natural painkiller hormones that makes us feel good and deal with pain in a better way. And also with laughter we decrease cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So we feel so good and more energized after having laughed together. And how does laughter yoga works? First of all, we decide to laugh. Because why that? It's because we know that we are tilted towards the negative, but we want to be more positive in order to meet life's challenges in a better way and to be more resilient. So, and we know that laughter is very good for us. So we are going to decide, oh my God, I really want to laugh. And then we are going to do laughter stimulating exercises. And also we are going to be a bit playful and to allow ourselves to be silly and not to not to take ourselves too seriously. And soon we are going to do 3 laughter yoga exercises. And at the very beginning, it will feel very weird, but stick to it, because when you do it, then at the end you are going to be more energized, and it's something that can help you in the future as well when you think about it and do it. So how did I meet laughter yoga? It was winter 2016, and I was a PhD student here in Sweden, and the weather is kind of the way it is here. And okay, I come from Italy, so the weather is a bit different. So, and the days also are very short in the winter, so it didn't help me to feel so good. And also, I was a PhD student back then, so like the studies can be tough, and it was kind of tough for me. And also, one other thing that I realized is that though I kind of I enjoyed being a PhD student because I like what I'm studying, and kind of I have friends in the department, so it's a nice environment, I really liked it. But still, I was kind of seeing things, everything, all the things, like for example, reading a paper, or like even going for a walk, let's say with a friend. I was seeing them as a list of things to do. Oh, this, I need to do this, 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 this. And there was not so much kind of enjoyment and like being present in that moment. It was more like, oh, I need to do all those things. And it was like, and I wanted to find more joy, because I could see that other people in Italy, through Facebook and the pictures that they posted from the Laughter Yoga Club, they seem so happy and seem so relaxed and kind of having fun. And I really wanted to have that, but I was like more, oh, this tick, this tick, this tick, and like, oh my God, I'm bored about myself. So how did the Laughter Yoga help me? Laughter Yoga, so basically in winter 2016, in December, I went to Italy for kind of around the Christmas time, and I did this course to become a laughter yoga leader. And it was a 2-day kind of full immersion in laughter yoga, and it really helped me to be more spontaneous and also to be more present and to be less in my mind and more in my body, because I was before, like even when meeting friends, for example, I was like concerned about how I look and like my weight and like all the stuff, while after doing the course I was more kind of into my body, and I was like more enjoying also the interactions and like time with family and friends, and I was more creative and more also it helped me to kind of sing better, because kind of when we laugh, the laughter is a long exhalation, and also the kind of breathing is connected to also the way in which we sing. So kind of laughing more with laughter yoga helped me also to be a better singer. So now I've talked a lot, as I was saying, and now it's time for us to do a few free laughter yoga exercises so that you, in the next winter or in the next gray day like this, you are going to, if you think about it and if you do one exercise even on your own, you are going to find more joy and more energy and being able to to let go of your maybe negative thoughts that you might be having in that moment. So are you ready to try some exercises? Yes! Yay! Great! So the first exercise that I want to do is the mental floss laughter. So basically we imagine that we clean our head from negative thoughts with laughter. So I first show the exercise and then we do this together at my free. Basically we have this mental floss and we put it in our head in 3 steps. And then we clean and laugh. We start at my free. Prepare your floss. 1, 2. Everyone, I challenge you. 3. 1. Okay. Welcome. Again. Yay! Awesome! Well done for trying and doing it. So the next exercise is the milkshake laughter. So imagine that you have a milkshake and we want to shake it really well. So we have the milkshake here and the other glass to pour it. So we do like this. And first I show and then we do this together. So we do like this. And then we drink and laugh. We start at my free. Prepare your glasses. 1, 2, 3. Again. And last exercise now, which is very helpful in those days when the weather is gray, because even though the weather is gray outside, as Yao was saying, we can smile and we can be the sun. So this laughter is called Here Comes the Sun. And basically here we can do this together when I say free, but now I show you. So this is the horizon and then we are the sun. So we first rise in the morning and then we shine and laugh. And then we go down in the sunset under the horizon. So prepare your horizons. We start at my free. 1, 2, 3. Sunset. Sunrise. Sunset. Sunrise again. Yeah, very good. Thank you for daring to do these exercises with me. And now, just shortly, like a couple of seconds, I want you to think of which of them was your favorite, the mental floss, or the milkshake one, or Here Comes the Sun, so that you can remember it at least for the future, when, if it is going to be helpful for you when you need to have more energy. Good. I hope you got it. And now we go to the second part about emotional freedom techniques, and it's going to last hopefully not too long, because then we are going to have the break and then we are going to have the workshop. So again, we have our desires, like wanting to find a job, wanting to improve the presentation skill or any skill that you want to improving, like find a partner, buy a house, get married, have kids, whatever you think of. And if we are courageous enough and if we are resilient enough to go through all the challenges that comes with all doing those things, like with pursuing those desires, then we are going to have lots of positive emotions. For example, we get a job and we are fulfilled in our job, we have so much joy that we can do what we love. Or let's say we present and we can empower other people to do something great, or like to take care of their emotional health, or like, I don't know, learn data science, learn, I don't know, like to drive a car, whatever, it's something that one wants to present, or like you have a partner and you have a beautiful support and positive emotions from the relationship, and then you're going to have a family, you're going to grow your kids, and so you can have lots of positive emotion when you are going to kind of go through all that, reaching that goal kind of demands. But as I was saying before, when we are kind of going towards that goal, we have those difficult emotions, and if we are not going to be able to manage them, we are going to be kind of to feel tired and to feel frustrated and not to want to go on and to take the next step that is required to achieve our goal. So in Western society especially, but maybe I think almost everywhere, they don't equip us with how we should deal with those difficult emotions, because they always come up, but we don't know exactly how to deal with them. So for example, we get a rejection for while looking for a job, or we do a mistake in the presentation and we feel bad about ourselves. How do we usually react now? Usually in the Western society it's taught that those emotions are not important, you just have to perform and to like do well in your job and to always achieve and to be successful. But of course, like, no one tells you that being successful requires going through those negative emotions and overcoming them. So you are expected to be successful without anyone equipping you with the ways to deal with those difficult emotions. So what do? Those difficult emotions, I call them difficult, but someone else could call them negative. So it's I call them difficult because they feel difficult. For example, you have fear, you feel it in your stomach, or like you have some tightness here in your neck, or like in your shoulders. So it's called difficult because it feels difficult. So when something feels difficult, what do we want to do? We want to avoid it, and we don't want to look at it. We want to do something else. We want to, as you were saying, like, we want to go from this negative, of the negative emotion, we want to go to the positive. So what do? We eat chocolate, we smoke, or like we scroll the phone. We try to do something to give us that kind of rush of positive hormones to counteract the fact that we are feeling negative in the moment. But this is not helping us to achieve the goal, because then also when we do that, let's say we eat too much, or like we look at the phone too much, then we also feel guilty. We do that, we engage in that, but then the consequence is that we feel guilty about, oh my god, I ate the whole thing of the ice cream, or oh my god, I procrastinated whole day, and you feel bad because this is not what you want to do, but it's something that you do because you don't know what to do better, so it's totally normal to do that. And what are the kind of dangers in engaging in these kind of behaviors? So the danger is that, first of all, we have this unhealthy coping mechanism, like overeating, or like smoking, or like, shopping compulsively, that then like your credit card is like not so happy, and there are so many unhealthy ways to cope with those difficult emotions. So what is another drawback of this kind of unhealthy coping mechanism is that when we are not facing that difficult emotions, so we think, okay, like when I'm going to, let's say for example for the job, I apply for a job, I really want that job, I get rejected, I feel so bad. And then when it's time to apply for other jobs, to send other CVs, and to write other, I don't know, kind of cover letters, I feel, oh my God, I don't want to do it, because I foresee that then that negative emotion is going to happen, and then I'm not equipped with a way to deal with it. So I don't only want to escape the negative emotion now, but also I want to escape having that negative emotion in the future. So I kind of avoid to do the thing that will bring me the negative emotion in the future, which is, for example, applying for jobs. So what can we do instead? What is a healthier way of kind of dealing with those difficult emotions? So the healthier way is that instead of avoiding the difficult emotion, we are going to face it. So we don't kind of like kind of hide it, as like the cats maybe hide their whatever they did, but we are going to face it. And in this way we are more empowered. So how do we do that? We have this negative emotion coming up, we feel that, oh my God, I really don't want to be here, like I'd rather eat an ice cream, but we still stay there and we do the tapping that I'm going to explain, and then the negative emotion is kind of reduced and we feel better, we feel more positive. And this is the space when you are more positive and when you kind of let go of the emotion after facing it, then you are in a better space to be solution oriented and to think about, to be creative and to be in a better resourceful mind space to find a solution. So how can we do that? One way is with tapping, also called emotional freedom techniques or EFT. So how does the tapping works? So I was saying that usually with negative emotion we want to not look at them, but in tapping we do want to look at them, because we don't want to escape them and then like feel guilty about our unhealthy coping mechanism. We want to face them, and we are going to focus on the negative emotion, and then also we are going to give acceptance, because the thing is also sometimes when we have those negative emotions like fear or like I don't know, guilt or shame or things like that, we also feel bad because oh my God, I shouldn't feel like this, I shouldn't feel ashamed, I shouldn't feel angry with this person, like I love this person, let's say, I shouldn't feel angry or I shouldn't feel resentful because they are doing a lot for me, so we feel bad about kind of feeling bad, and this also makes us feel even worse. So the best thing that we can do is that we don't escape the negative emotion, we face it, and we also give acceptance to it. Oh my God, I'm allowed to feel however I feel, I'm allowed to be however I am, I'm not going to judge myself for my emotions, because I'm not choosing my emotions, but I can choose how to respond to my emotions. So we choose to be non-judgmental and to be accepting of the emotions that we are going through, because we are in this human experience, and like and we are we are given these emotions, and we cannot do anything but have a healthier way to cope with them. So now I want you to think again about your own experience, and then this is something that we are going to do in the groups later after the break. Soon it's time for the break, but shortly the questions are this, and I want you to think about this for a few seconds. So which are the difficult emotions that makes it hard for you to progress in an area of your life? Maybe you feel bad about a rejection in your job searching, or maybe you feel that you don't have clarity about what you want to do in the future, and also what are the positive things. So now maybe you are a bit how to say, stuck, or you feel a bit held back by those difficult emotions, but what are the positives that can come out of you overcoming those difficult emotions? I want you to think a few seconds about that. Good. And also because, so this is only here is this kind of screen available where I can show the slides. So I would like you to keep in touch with me, like through LinkedIn or like add me on Facebook. So I'm going to show these slides now. And also I have a Facebook group which is called Self-Love for Ambitious Women with Laughter, Yoga and EFT. And unfortunately it's just for women because it's like the people that I love to connect with, because we are more kind of, we have more similarities, but you can access that there, this kind of short training video with number one reason why you are self-sabotaging your success and how to overcome it. And also I'm going to offer you, all of you, even the males here, to be more equal, the possibility of having an happiness audit with me, which is a 45 minutes talk with me, in which we are going to see what is your goals, what are your desires, and we are going to investigate together what is something that is stopping you from achieving them. And then we are going to do a mini tapping session together. And then I'm going to tell you how I can help you further. And this is kind of usually the first way, bless you, in which people kind of can get contact with me, and then they might become my client, but it doesn't have to, you don't have to become my client. It's also nice just to get to know you better and kind of also kind of network with you. So this is what I'm offering you. This happiness audit is kind of 45 minutes long, and I'm going to put, now it's almost the time for the break, and I'm going to put this in the first desk there where there is the lamp, and you can, if you want to have this opportunity, you can write your name and your email address here, and I will contact you for scheduling this time together. And also I want to say that now it is time for the break. Thank you. So now we are going to do the workshop part, in which you also have the opportunity to be talking about what is in your mind and your heart right now. And then we are going to do the short tapping session in order to start to see how the tapping works and to start to take care of one of those difficult emotions that come up. So how we are going to structure this is that first you are going to think for a few seconds again about those difficult emotions that I asked you to already start to think about there, and then you are going to share about your experience with the others. So you have about 5 minutes to share with the others, and then among the things that you have shared, if you find a common topic, you can then kind of decide which topic to bring from the table to the group, to everyone, because then you are going to share with me what is kind of those struggles, those challenges, difficult emotions that come up for the whole table. So I'm going to put a timer so that I'm going to be able to measure the time. In total you have 10 minutes, and so first few seconds, okay, I do this part already. So like now, first few seconds, 1 minute about, I want you to think about the difficult emotion that you might be facing now. For example, I give an example for me. I'm also looking for a job right now, and sometimes it's hard. I think the hardest part is the waiting until you get the result, because it can take weeks or something, and even though you are maybe in other processes, but still you have on the back of your mind, oh my God, when they're going to come back. Or I don't know, for example, kind of in my business, sometimes it's hard to kind of to get clients, so it's kind of also some sort of feel a bit defeated sometimes, that it takes a long time to get a job and to kind of get clients. So these kind of emotions that can come up for you in your life. So first think about your for about 1 minute I will give you. So how we are going to do this is that I'm going to say some words and I'm going to do the tapping, and you are going to do the same to mirror me. But first, a few more words about tapping. In tapping, we are, as I was saying, we are not avoiding the negative emotion, we are facing it so that we can kind of deconstruct it and let it go. So basically, we start with focusing on the problem or on the difficult emotion that we have. How do we do that? We first do this kind of setup sentence that we can say 3 times on the side of our, and tapping on the side of our hand. And this is a way to focus on the problem, because we don't want our mind to wander and go like in different directions. We want to know what we are tackling right now. So basically we say something like, even though I feel that I'm not in control of everything, or let's say, even though I feel insecure and that the environment is, the conditions are unstable, I still choose to be kind to myself. So the first part is even though, and the kind of the problem, the difficult emotion that we are facing, and then the second part is I still choose to be kind to myself. Or in the sessions that we are going to do for the ones that signed up, it's like more, you can also choose, but now since we are in a group environment, I'm going to choose the second part of this setup sentence is I'm going to be kind to myself. And then we are going to tap on different points that I'm going to show you soon, and we are going to say kind of phrases to remind ourselves of the problem, and also to just let it out, let it all out, and so that we don't kind of identify ourselves with the problem, because problem is that when we have something in our mind, some negative emotion, it goes unchecked. So like it goes from, oh, like the weather sucks today, to, oh my God, like, I don't know, it's always like that, like Sweden is like that, and I hate Sweden. I don't know, like it becomes a huge thing out of like one drop of rain, for example. So we don't want this thought train to go unchecked. We want to like catch it and then like deconstruct it and let it out. So we kind of, by talking out loud, we see a distance from those thoughts. It's not ourselves, it's not us. We see it as kind of outside, and we let it go. And then we have a newer perspective, and we focus on the positive, on what can we do instead. First, I'm going to show you the tapping points that we are going to tap on, and I want you to mirror me so that I know that you are tapping on the right point, so that we start with kind of the common ground of the tapping points. And also I want to say that why do we tap? It's because the negative, kind of negative or difficult emotion is something, as I was mentioning before, it feels like a tension, let's say like something like in our stomach, or a tension in our neck, something kind of difficult. When we are tapping, basically we lower down also the cortisol level, the stress hormone level, and we also re-equilibrate the energy flow according actually to the Chinese medicine. When you tap on those acupressure points, you re-equilibrate the energy flow, so you don't feel this negative emotion. You go from feeling negative to feeling more calm and resourceful and more positive. So this is the goal of the tapping, and we talk about the difficult emotion so that we don't have it just in our head and kind of blows out of proportion. So now the points. So I want you to mirror me first on the side of the hand, very good, and then on the top of the head, a bit behind here, yeah, very good, and then on the top of the eyebrows, exactly. And then on the side of the eyes, here where the bone starts, very good. And then under the eyes where the bone is also. And then under the nose, under the lips, and then the kind of under the collarbone. Okay, very good. And then under the arm, kind of about one hand from here, very good. and then the wrist were kind of about where the watch would be, and then we take the hands like this and we tap on the top of all the fingers, like thumb, index, very good, middle finger and ring finger, and pinky, and then side of the hand again, very good, great. So now we are going to start with the tapping. You first can start by taking 3 deep breaths with your own pace. Very good. Well done. And now we can start to tap on the side of the hand, and you can just repeat out loud after me the words that I'm saying, and if you prefer you can close your eyes, because I'm going to anyway say which points we are going to tap on, so if you relax more by closing your eyes you can do that. Okay, side of the hand, even though I don't quite like the situation as it is, I still choose to be kind to myself. Even though I resent a bit the situation being as it is, I still choose to be kind to myself. Even though there is some resentment in me about how the situation is, I still choose to be kind to myself. Okay, now tap on the top of your head. I don't like the situation. Top of the eyebrows. Something is not quite right. Side of the eyes. I would like the situation to be different. Under the eyes. I don't like the things the way they are. Under the nose. I feel a bit resentful. Under the lips. I would like things to be different. Collarbone. I would like things to be different. Under the arm. I don't like things just as they are. Wrist. I have so many ideas of how it could be better. Thumb. And I don't understand why it's not the way I want it. Index finger. I would like things to be different. Middle finger. And it's a struggle right now. Ring finger. It's difficult to face things. Pinky. It's hard to face things right now. Side of the hand. It's not easy for me. Top of the head. There are so many struggles. Top of the eyebrows. I struggle a lot with this situation. Side of the eyes. It's difficult to digest. Under the eyes. There are obvious difficulties. Under the nose, and it's difficult to face them. Under the lips. I would like things to be easier. Collarbone. I would like things to be different. Under the arm, I would like things to be easier. Wrist, I'm struggling now. Thumb, there are things which are very difficult. Index finger, and it's hard to digest this now. Middle finger, I've been struggling a lot already. Ring finger, I would like some rest. Pinky, but the struggle keeps happening. Side of the hands, I'm going to accept this struggle now. Top of the head, yes, it is a struggle. Top of the eyebrows, yes, things are difficult. Side of the eyes, yes, things are challenging. Under the eyes, I'm not going to deny that. Under the nose, I'm going to accept it. Under the lips, and I'm going to honor myself. Collarbone, yes, those things are really tough. Under the arm, yes, life is tough. Wrist, yes, I feel lots of difficult emotions. Thumb, yes, the situation is tough for me. Index finger, but it's also true. Middle finger, that I'm courageous. Ring finger, I'm brave. Pinky, I moved to this country. Side of the hand, maybe not knowing too many people. Top of the head, it was hard, especially at the beginning. Top of the eyebrows, and it's hard still now. Side of the eyes, I'm going to honor myself for this. Under the eyes, I want myself to thrive. Under the nose, and I'm courageous enough. Under the lips, to face the challenges. Collarbone, I'm going to show up for myself. Under the arm, I'm going to be brave. Wrist, I'm going to acknowledge that yes, life is hard. Index finger, it's hard to be in another country. Middle finger, it's hard not to have work experience in this country. Ring finger, it's hard when the food is different. Pinky, it's hard when people are different. Side of the hand, it's hard when the weather is different. Top of the head, and I'm going to accept the challenge. Top of the eyebrows, and I'm going to accept the struggle. Side of the eyes, and to see myself as resourceful. Under the eyes, to see myself as brave. Under the nose, I cannot control how the situations are. Under the lips, but I can control how I feel. under the collarbone, I'm going to be kind to myself. Under the arm, I'm going to be patient with myself. Wrist, yes, I have a lot of dreams. Thumb, but they don't need to happen all now. Index, I'm going to be patient with myself. Middle finger, I'm going to try to accept how things are. Ring finger, and only choose to change what I can control. Pinky, I'm going to be kind to myself. Side of the hand, so that I can be more resourceful. Top of the head, and find better solutions. Top of the eyebrows. Of course, everyone has a list of things. Side of the eyes, of how things should be. Under the eyes, but we need to be accepting. Under the nose, of how things are. Under the lips, otherwise we feel resentful. Collarbone, and we don't have energy to face the challenges. Under the arm, I'm going to show up for myself now. Wrist, and I'm going to accept how things are. Thumb, accepting how things are. Index finger, letting go of the resentment. Middle finger, accepting the beauty of this moment. Ring finger, letting go of the need to control. Pinky, accepting how things are. Okay, now you take 3 deep breaths, and as you are going to breathe out, you imagine that you let all the resentment and difficult emotion towards how things are go. Thank you.